Boy, today we're jumping on a big one. Why you should never marry a heavy drinker. And I'm not talking about the person who enjoys a beer at a barbecue or a glass of wine at dinner. We're talking about someone whose entire life revolves around alcohol, the bottles stacking up, the nights blurring into the mornings, the promises that fall apart like wet paper. This isn't some stuffy advice from a self-help book. It's common sense truth for anyone who's thinking about committing to someone who drinks a lot. And if you're considering putting a ring on that kind of relationship, grab a coffee, no chaser needed, and let's talk because this can save you a lot of heartache. All right, just so we're clear, let's define what a heavy drinker is. It's not someone who has a few drinks on the weekend. It's the pattern where they drink most nights, maybe even every night. The just one more that turns them into stumbling home into the wee hours of the morning. The excuses they have, work is stressful, it helps me relax, it's not a big deal. You might meet someone like this and think that they're amazing at first, and I get that. They're charming, fun, the life of the party. But down the road, a year or two, that fades away, and you're left with the reality of someone who's married to booze first. First, there's the chaos. Getting married to a heavy drinker turns your life into a roller coaster that you can't control. One day, they're lighting up the room, cracking jokes, making everyone feel funny and alive. The next, they're moody, picking fights over nothing. A forgotten chore becomes a yelling match because they're deep into the bottle, and every little small thing feels like a personal attack. That unpredictability is what wears you down. You're always on edge, wondering which one of them is going to show up when they walk through the door. And studies even show that booze will fuel conflicts at home, but you don't need those statistics to feel that tension. That knot in your stomach when you hear them pull up late, that's all you need. It's no way to build a life together. And if you're thinking about having kids, it gets even worse. Heavy drinking creates a hellish environment for children. Imagine tucking your kid in bed only to hear them stumble in, knocking over furniture, slurring their words, and kids pick up on that. The stress, the inconsistency, it sticks with them, shaping how they see trust, safety, and love. Picture a teenager who starts drinking to cope because that's what they've seen at home. You want to build a stable family, not a cycle of struggle. Secondly, health can take a big hit. Heavy drinking is a slow poison. There's no doubt about it. And if you're married to it, you're along for the ride. Alcohol hits the body hard. Liver cirrhosis can happen, along with heart problems, memory fog that can turn an otherwise sharp mind into nothing but fog. The mental toll, that's just as bad. The depression and anxiety often gets worse with heavy drinking. You'll probably find yourself playing babysitter, caregiver, managing doctor visits, or worrying about late at night about what's coming next. It's exhausting and it pulls you away from your own life. Then there's the money. Alcohol is not cheap. Regular bar tabs or bottles for home, that can add up fast. $50 here, $100 there, and suddenly you're out thousands a year. Then there's the ripple effect. Missed work days, lost opportunities or jobs that just slip away because they're too hungover to do them. The bills pile up, savings, they go away, and you're left scrambling to keep everything afloat. Imagine working hard to build a future only to watch it drain away because of someone else's drinking habits. Is that fair? Don't think so. And then there's the emotional cost, and this one hits deep. Trust goes away when you're married to a heavy drinker. They might say, well, I only had one, but you know it's more. Drunken confessions, they spill out. Doubts, secrets, things that break your heart. Intimacy, that fades away because they're either too drunk or too hungover to connect. You plan dates or dream of a future together, but their focus is always on the next drink. You feel like you're living with a stranger, someone who's there but not really present. You might try to fix it. Conversations, therapy, promises to cut back, but addiction doesn't play fair. It takes over, leaving you feeling like you're fighting a losing battle. And it changes you. When you marry a heavy drinker, you risk losing yourself because you become the fixer, making excuses to friends, hiding bottles to help, canceling plans because they're not up for it. Your hobbies, they fade away. Your friendships drift and you get a whole new set of friends that you otherwise wouldn't want because it's hard to keep up when you're always managing their chaos. And you're not a partner anymore. You're a babysitter, a lifeguard, always on duty. And over time, your dreams, that promotion, that trip, that sense of peace, that gets pushed aside. And you know you deserve better than that. And yes, some heavy drinkers, they turn it around. They'll hit rock bottom. They'll find support like AA and they'll rebuild. But that is as rare as lightning striking twice. Most make promises that they can't keep. I'll cut back and this time it'll be different. Each broken promise chips away at you, and staying can feel like love, but it's often a trap. Leaving feels hard, but staying can cost you a lot more. So why never marry a heavy drinker? Because you deserve a partner who's fully there and not half lost in a bottle. Look for the red flags early: drinking every day, needing alcohol to unwind, or spending more on booze than you. Walk away before you're too deep in it. Build a life with someone who shows up sober for coffee dates, walks, real conversations that don't need a buzz to feel good. And if you're already in a relationship like this, protect yourself. Set clear, enforceable boundaries. Seek support so that you know that you're not alone. If your kids are involved, prioritize their stability above all else. You can't fix someone else's addiction, but you can choose your own path. And that's Ruthless to Win today. I'm Jeff, here to keep it honest. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on the socials at The Real Jeff Wright and share your thoughts and experiences. Next week, we're going to dive into why chasing the perfect partner can set you up for a lot of disappointment. Stay real, stay strong, stay clear. Peace.